Today I'll be creating an electromagnet using batteries, some wire, and a nail, and I'll be trying to see how many paper clips I can pick up. My hypothesis is that if I use a smaller gauge of wire, then I will pick up more paper clips because there will be less space in the wire for electricity to run through. My controls are the size of battery, my wire, my nail, and how many paper clips I have. My independent variables are the different gauges of wire and the number of wraps around the nail. And my dependent variable is the number of paper clips picked up. My materials are 36.5 inch 12 gauge wire with the end stripped off, 16 gauge wire that's 36.5 inches long with the end stripped off, 6 fresh Rayovac size D batteries for each test, 3.5 inch iron nail, 50 paper clips, and some electrical tape to hold the wires in place. The procedure is that I taped one stripped end of the wire onto the battery with electrical tape, and I wrapped it twice around the nail. And now I will touch the other stripped end of the wire onto the negative part of the battery, which will then shoot electricity through the nail so I can pick up my paper clips. This is experiment 1, trial 1, with 2 wraps around the nail with 12 gauge wire. Picked up 0, so this is trial 2. Picked up 0 again, this is trial 3. Picked up 0. This is experiment 2, trial 1, with 5 wraps of the 12 gauge wire around the nail. Trial 2. 1. Trial 3. 1. Experiment 3, trial 1, with 8 wraps of the 12 gauge wire around the nail. Got 5. This is trial 2. Got 3. This is trial 3. Got 5. Experiment 4, with 2 wraps around the nail with 16 gauge wire. None. Trial 2.
0.
None. Trial 3. None. Experiment 5, with 5 wraps around the nail with 16 gauge coil. None. 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 Experiment 6, with 8 wraps around the nail with 16 gauge wire. Seven. I think that was 5, though. 5. Results showed that, on average, for 2 wraps, the 12 gauge wire and the 16 gauge wire both got 0 paper clips. 5 wraps with the 12 gauge wire got about 2 paper clips, whereas the 16 gauge wire got 0. 8 wraps showed that 12 gauge wire got about 4.3 paper clips, whereas the 16 gauge wire got about 5.6 paper clips. In conclusion to this experiment, the amount of paper clips picked up was not different enough to conclude that 16 gauge wire creates a stronger electromagnet than 12 gauge wire. A future experiment could include using smaller gauge wire, smaller wraps, and possibly a longer nail to get conclusive results. Thank you.